You've talked a great deal about how the operator has to do things, about how you should come back in and look. But I've often found that 60% of the problem is over-sophisticated design and designers who don't understand operation. Could you talk a little bit about that and how the designers in this room are probably getting it wrong?
Okay, I did mention that, Richard, and thank you very much. And by the way, you speak wonderful English. What we as engineers tend to do many, many times is to design a system, the best system we can design, which is so many times over the heads. It's not understood by the people who are going to operate that system. And what those people have to do, they respond every day to the calls that say, I'm too hot, or the call that says, I'm too cold. And they keep on tweaking, changing the settings on their sophisticated building automation system so that if they really don't understand it, what happens to that BAS is it's operating very quickly like a manual system. And a lot of that is our fault. It's not just the controls, but it's the type of system that we design that many times is more complex than it really needs to be for the particular situation.
My name is Badru from Nigeria chapter. My question is this. It's becoming very, very clear that you cannot achieve energy savings or energy efficient building without bringing in the maintenance people. And I know RSES is another aspect of the HVS business that handles maintenance and services of HVAC. Is there a way of actually cooperating with RSES in such a way that trainings can be given to ASHRAE members without any problems or with reduced cost? Because this is very important now. It's good to have a beautiful design. The sustainability of running and maintaining the system lies on the technician.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good question. ASHRAE is actually working on some guidelines for exactly that, and you may be able to get some more information from Bill Bonfleth, perhaps, who was the last speaker today, or some of the other speakers who will be talking later on during the day. But ASHRAE is working on that because who better to tell maintenance people how to maintain the systems than the people who design them, or the manufacturers who belong to ASHRAE who actually manufacture those pieces of equipment. And so many maintenance people never read the maintenance instructions. So we're trying to make it easier for them to do that. And that's another way that we as ASHRAE engineers can go out there and make, again, more money for our own companies by doing things like that.
Jim, I'm Chris Dorsey from Apple Energy Group here in Madrid. You mentioned rightfully so the problem we have that HVAC designers often fear installing smaller systems when they can't control the insulation and air sealing of the building. Does ASHRAE have a role in trying to connect those HVAC contractors, ASHRAE members, with the shell designers and builders so they can actually have the nerve to downsize systems?
Very good question. That's one of the things that I did mention, that we as engineers need to do more with architects, with our energy modeling, to get them to understand how they can get a better building envelope and what it will do for the system in it. Your question was slightly different than that, I believe, relative to how do we, as perhaps manufacturers or design build contractors or what have you, get to those people. Well, if the engineers convince the architects that we're really the people to go to, it should make your job a whole lot easier, I would think. And ASHRAE is trying to do that because that building envelope is so important to the owner operating costs and to us as ASHRAE engineers to be able to make our systems somewhat smaller perhaps than they are.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jim.
I have